What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Strung Out, and we're going back to the 1996 album Suburban Teenage Wasteland Blues, and we're up to the track 6 Feet, which, if I had to guess, my best assessment would be that it might relate to death the way that humans, historically, and I think in a lot of fictional or cultural idioms refer to, 6 feet under, the idea of the final repose, the final resting place of humans who have passed away. So I feel like it could relate to death, and maybe not even death literally. Maybe 6 feet could be an idiomatic reference to people whose behavior makes them, dead on their feet. They're 6 feet tall, but they're actually 6 feet under because they're just going through the motions and they don't. There's no authenticity to their actions. I feel like maybe I'm reaching there, but again, it's a concise and sparse title. It's not quite a single word title, but it's close, so it's a bit difficult to get a read on. And again, I'm still learning this group, only going through a second album in a more proper sense. I do know the next album coming, but in a very limited respect and mostly a long time ago, so don't know enough of their lyrical essence yet to really get a sense for where this might be heading. But again, if I had to guess going into it, I would say maybe it relates to death in one way or another. So let's find out if that has anything to do with this. Strung Out. The tune is 6 Feet, and it's from the 1996 album Suburban Teenage Wasteland Blues. Again, it sounds like mid-90s propaganda, right? Understand me? So dynamic. Just keep shifting. About having fun on the weekend. I thought we'd come back for one more. Yeah, I'm not sure. It does sound like maybe there is something, and again, if I get this wrong, I do apologize, but it sounded like maybe there is something to the idea of getting lost in the shuffle of life to the point where, in a way you're sort of dead because it's another week, another month, another year, and I think part of it was maybe coming of age, because he's saying everything I was taught about what it means to be a man is maybe not in line with what he's experiencing now, or maybe that is a recipe to end up like a person who's dead on their feet and not really alive. I'm not sure. I didn't really catch a lot of it, but maybe more than some of the other songs. I did catch a few words here and there. And then again, the last verse was saying something about on the weekend and having fun or something to that effect, but maybe that's part of the, you're in this malaise where yeah, we partied and whatever. It's what'd you do last weekend? Oh yeah, we partied. What'd you do the weekend before that? Oh yeah, we partied. It's cool, great, but it just feels like maybe there's nothing of growth there. There's nothing development there. So I don't know. Maybe it relates to that. Maybe not, of course. But yeah, sonically, just another blistering, fast-paced, marauding punk rock ride. I do love the way they shift not tempos, but they shift schemes and rhythms, and I guess tempos too, because again, it went into that sort of slower groove and then it instantly broke into a faster groove after one bar. It wasn't even a full measure. So Their songs keep me guessing sonically. They have those stop-start moments, and again there, I thought it was going to stop and then start again, and it didn't. It just, like, that was the end of the tune. So I'm getting a sense for how kinetic and dynamic their music is, but even saying that, it's still, you know, I don't have a roadmap. I don't know where we're going to end up. So enjoying, like, how fresh it is, and ultimately, I imagine as we go back into Twisted by Design eventually, it's going to be such a weird experience, because again, at least a couple of the tunes I definitely know, and then a few others I'm assuming, you know, given that I had the album, be like, oh, okay, I remember this one playing, you know, maybe between, you know, songs that I was more familiar with. But it'll be weird to go through that, because on some level I imagine it'll be like, you know, I'm going through a Smashing Pumpkins album, the double album, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. I had that back when I was, you know, in my, you know, mid-90s. What was it, 95? So I was like 15, 16. But as I go through a lot of the songs, like, wow, I don't remember this at all. Like, how, like, I had the album, I don't remember this at all. So that might happen too. We'll have to see. But bottom line, once again, big shout out to Paulie, not just for this, but recently sent me some Bad Religion, which I've only just started going through. I'm really looking forward to going to through Into the Unknown, which is very much unknown to me. Again, I heard a couple of the tunes a few years ago, and one of them I've already reacted to. So the vast majority of that album will be, you know, a fresh journey, even though I have some sense of, yeah, it's progressive rock and there's keyboards and it's very different, but, you know, going through the process will always be a journey in itself. I'll stop wasting your time, but we are into the final third of the album now, and indeed there's only 2 proper tracks left. There's another tune after that, but that's listed as a bonus track, so presumably it wasn't on the original version of the album. But the next time we come back, we'll be back for Speedball, which, you know, sounds a little exciting, so we'll see what happens then. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time.